pick your favorite NFL running back. I'm going right down the middle, dodging defenders, refuse to be tackled. I got elite speed, and I'm breaking ankles. Which brings me to today's topic. Today's topic is the top 5 most impressive running backs in the NFL this season. And let me tell you something. I test ran that about 5-6 times before I did that. Table will not break. So I win the day. We're going to talk about the best running backs. Saquon Barkley, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, all not on this list. Injuries, what have you, whatever it is, they do not deserve to be on this list. If Saquon Barkley never got hurt, he probably would be on this list, but he's not. Top 5 NFL running backs right here. My creative mind will not be defeated. It will not be defeated. I will come out with more intros constantly that are related to the topic. Another reason why I think you should watch his YouTube channel is I do not clickbait. Anything that I mention in the title will be specifically talked about in 2 things. 1, it is when do you choose to upload the video? 2, do you generate people's interest? And 3, do you post it at the right time, like I said. NFL Week 11 review was not too hot in terms of views. Again, I thought I did well on it, and I liked it. But again, it's certain things, because last week we posted the Steelers and Browns brawl, and that got a lot of views. The haters on YouTube, which I will only address once, that was given a lot of views, and as well the NFL Week 10 review got a lot of views, because that was one of my best intros I think I've ever made. The Lamar Jackson spin and the trophy presentation was probably one of my best, if not the best intro I ever made. And once we hit 100 subscribers, we are going to do a little bit of a special thing. We are going to, probably go over the best intros that we've ever made. I know the Daniel Jones one and the New York Knicks preview and predictions ones will be on there probably as well. This one I really liked. I thought it was funny. It was just something I thought about real quick. I used my own table for this. I did not want to use anything that I did not own because I did not want to break it. But that is what I did. So when I made this list, there's certain running backs on here that won't be on here, and they're ones that I mentioned. But for me, primarily, I thought I did well with this list, and I want to make a note of another thing. Some of the stats on this list are going to be a little bit edged, just because that I took these notes prior to this Sunday's action. So, yeah, that is that. Now, one of the things I want to mention, too, also is I know Derrick Henry is on this list. That's a spoiler. He did not play Sunday, and, some of these running backs were library silent on Sunday. So we'll start this off with an honorable mention, and I think just based on who he is, he has to be on here. He's been, I wouldn't say he's been absolutely elite all season, but the honorable mention is going to be Ezekiel Elliott, just because that he is favored to be the best running back in the league, which I think is a position that he no longer holds. He has rushed for 788 yards this year. He's averaging 87.6 yards per game, which is very good. He has 6 touchdowns to go with it as well. Some may even say that this season for Ezekiel Elliott is somewhat underwhelming. And if you want me to give my honest opinion, I think that it is. And the reason that I say that is because I expected so much more from Zeke. He's not doing bad by any means. He's still doing good. But I just expected more, especially from this, team. Zeke has been favored as the best running back in the league, which I think is a title, if Saquon is healthy, he would own. But that is my honorable mention. Number 5, I put him on the list because A, he's a rookie. B, he's been phenomenal. Josh Jacobs is my number 5 on the top 5 running backs of the year. He's so impressed with me because, like I said, he's a rookie. He has 811 yards on the season. He's averaging 4.8 yards per carry, which is very good. He's averaging 90.1 yards per game. Like I said, he's been impressed with me because he's a rookie. He's got 811 yards on the season, 4.8 yards per carry, averaging 90.1 yards per game and 7 touchdowns on the season. That's fantastic for someone that's a rookie. The sky is the limit for Josh Jacobs, and we're going to continue to see what it is that we get out of Josh Jacobs moving forward. Number 4, and I'm so happy for this because I've been wanting to put my team on an impressive list, Derrick Henry. He's been a huge sign of life, and everyone that knows me knows I'm a Titans fan. He's been a huge sign of life and just a key part in our offense, which has been very lackadaisical this year, but it has improved as Ryan Tannehill took the reins. He has 832 yards on the season, which is fantastic. He's averaging 83.2 yards per game, He's got a great 8 touchdowns on the year, and he's averaging 4.4 yards per carry. So his yards per carry is a little bit lower than some of the other people on this list, and his yards per game as well. But I still think that Derrick Henry is in an elite category of running backs. I know that sometimes some people will think otherwise, but just for me, I'm having Derrick Henry on this list because I think he definitely deserves to be, and I love Derrick Henry as a running back. And believe it or not, if you want my honest opinion, I'm probably going to buy his jersey because my Mariota. Now here's the thing, I love Marcus Mariota, but the problem for me is you can tell he's a great guy, and you can tell that he's a great player. I don't want to say great player, but he's a good guy and he's got potential, but it's wearing out because I will always keep my Mariota jersey because I like him, like I said, but I need to have something a little bit more fresh and that's relatable. And here's another case. Porzingis, I have his jersey. Doesn't mean much right now. So I'm probably going to get a Henry or a Kevin Byard jersey, but we will see where that goes from here. Number 3, one of the positive things about the Cleveland Browns this year is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has been fantastic this year. He leads the league with 1,011 yards. Again, these stats are a little bit tainted because there was another week. He's the first 1,000-yard rusher this year. However, he accomplished that Thursday, and 2 other running backs didn't play. This was after the Steelers-Browns game. This was before what happened this Sunday. He has 6 touchdowns on the season, which is good, and he's averaging 5 yards per carry, which is absolutely phenomenal. And he has an unbelievable 101 yards per game. So that's why I'm putting Nick Chubb at number 3. Again, he does not get the credit. There are so many egos and so many players on this Cleveland Browns team that he does not get the credit that he rightfully deserves. So I am putting Nick Chubb at the number 3 spot. Number 2. You know, the number 2 and number 1 spot were so difficult for me just because that both of these running backs have been unbelievably amazing this year. Number 2 is Dalvin Cook. He's got a great 991 yards this season. It's add 26, like I said, because he was awful Sunday, but he had 26 yards. He's averaging 4.9 yards per carry, which is amazing, and he's got 99.1 yards per game, also phenomenal, and he has a beautiful 10 touchdowns on the season, which is second in the league, I believe. Dalvin Cook has been amazing for this Minnesota Vikings team. He is such a burst of speed, and he's such a great running back that I feel like he does not get the credit he deserves sometimes. So that is why he is the number 2 spot on my list. And the best running back of the year, it has to be Christian McCaffrey. It has to be Christian McCaffrey. I mean, we knew before the season that he was a good running back, but he's just been absolutely unbelievable in just some of the things that he's been able to do this year. I mean, looking at these stats, they almost give me a heart attack. He's a monster among men. That's the best way to describe it. And he's small. He's so hard to tackle for somebody that is so small. 989 yards this year. He's averaging 5.3 yards per carry. That is probably the best in the league, to my knowledge. He leads the league. Are you ready for this? 109.9 yards per game. That is unbelievable. And he's also leading the league with 11 touchdowns. So there's no way in hell that anybody above Christian McCaffrey has been a more impressive running back. Again, Dalvin Cook 2, Nick Chubb 3, Derrick Henry 4, and Josh Jacobs 5. So again, we're going to run that back one more time. Honorable mention Ezekiel Elliott. Just because of who he is, and he is also not going to be unnoted in this. Now, for someone, I did not put Leonard Fournette on the list. He's got a lot of yards, but he doesn't have much else. I don't know how many yards per carry he gets, and he does not really have many touchdowns. But again, Christian McCaffrey he's banking right on 1,000 yards. He probably just passed it this weekend because I think he had 70 yards rushing. He's averaging 5.3, unbelievable. Leads the league with yards per game. If you round that up, he's at 110 yards per game. He's also leading the league with the most touchdowns, so he's a credible red zone threat. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Now, where I go next from here will probably be disappointing running backs. But yeah, he's so unbelievable, Christian McCaffrey, and he's just an elite player in this league. Thank you, everybody, for watching.